Hi, Add Dad's Wisdom here. Thanks for coming back to the channel. Be sure to hit like and subscribe and get notifications. Hit the notifications button if you'd like to be notified if there's new additional content. We talked just a little bit about personal finance and maybe when you're starting out how to set up paying yourself first and the concept of doing that and the concept of saving. And, those are things that I hope that you can begin to start doing and building that kind of habit because those habits become real strengths for you the longer you do it. I want to talk about sort of the flip side of that, though, and the things that can really hurt you if you're not careful. And so part of this is from personal experience, okay? I've dealt with this, plus I've seen this in other people's lives and how detrimental it can be. And that's the topic of credit cards. Credit cards are the quickest way to absolutely destroy your personal financial goals. And it starts simply enough, all right? It's a very small things that begin to snowball month after month, year after year. And before you know it, you're carrying a significant amount of debt. And it all started in the beginning. So if I can at least shed a little bit of light on how all of this can go, maybe you can avoid these types of things, and that would absolutely be best for you. I promise you that. So let's just start with credit cards and credit card companies in general and how this whole industry works. I know that my teenage daughters and college-age daughters receive, notifications that they're qualified for a credit card. And it sounds great. It sounds like this is something that you're sort of, you're becoming an adult and it's going to sort of help you put a stamp and a mark on your financial future by carrying your own credit card, and maybe that's good. I'm not sure. And of course, establishing a responsible credit history is a positive thing, but more often than not, though, this is how this goes. So let's just say you as a young person, you go ahead and get that credit card, you've applied for it, and it comes, and you carry it around, and then you start using it every now and then. Okay, there's that really great thing that you wanted, and I'm just going to go ahead and buy that. I don't have the money right now, but I'm going to use my credit card, and it feels good, just to do that. And then you're out with friends, and you go to that dinner, and then you go to the comedy club afterwards, and you have drinks, and you spend $100, $200 that evening, and you get to the end of the month, and then that credit card bill comes, and wow, I mean, before you know it, there was $300 worth of credit card fees, and some of the things, it's like I don't even hardly remember doing that, and then the credit card company says, you don't have to pay all of this right now, and you can pay this minimum amount, that's just fine. And so, and you look at your bank balance and you've got you got rent coming due and all the utilities, and you've got other commitments, and you're like, okay, that's cool. I'll just go ahead and pay that minimum balance. Well, the other thing that's going on is that balance that you're carrying now is subject to a finance charge. And those finance charges are large. We're talking like north of 20%, maybe even 25, 28%. It's a lot of finance charge. And then you do that for repetitive months, and now you're in a pattern because you're in month 2, month 3, going on a year perhaps of not being able to pay that balance down. And what started out as sort of a small balance has now grown into something much larger. But hey, you're still making the monthly, payment, and it's no big deal. Well, this is where you need to really pay attention here, because all debt eventually comes due. And this is how it can happen for you. So let's say you have an application to get into an apartment complex, or you want a loan application to buy a car, or even bigger than this, you're ready to take that step, you think, and buy a house. Well, all of these institutions, they take a look at your debt to income ratio, meaning how much debt are you carrying compared with how much is your income. And if you're carrying a lot of debt, you may not be able to even qualify for any of these other things because your debt to income ratio, it's just simply, your debt's just too high. And that's the kind of place you can put yourself very early in your life. And it was just at the very beginnings where maybe you made some decisions that started this snowball kind of effect. The best thing to do is to avoid this, all right? Do not use the credit cards, all right? That's a strong statement, but you're going to be better off if you don't. If you do use the credit cards, make a deal with yourself and pay off that balance every single month, all right? If you find yourself where you've got a balance that's larger than what you can pay off in a single month, then this becomes your number one financial priority. And that is sacrifice other things in your life and pay off that credit card balance first, and don't carry that balance from month to month. We're going to talk more about this as we go along, but this is a big key in staying financially healthy and being successful in the long run.